You ever notice that the people that hate MAGA, hate conservatives, hate Christians, Republicans, they tend to be absolutely miserable? Gen Z specifically, these are people born between 1997 and 2012. It's the most progressive voting bloc, and yet they're the most miserable. You see it right there. Gen Z and deaths of despair. Their suicide at record highs, you name it. And like most leftists, they also believe they are morally as well as intellectually superior to people like you and me. And every chance they get, they try to put us down. I mean, if you look up oligarch in the dictionary, his picture should be there.
Americans really need to be worried about this man. I think he's the greatest threat to democracy, not just in this country, but worldwide.
This alliance of big government and big tech and the billionaire class needs to be broken up.
Okay, clearly I was in good company there with Tucker Carlson, among others, as The Daily Show, you name it. They try to make fun of us. I mean, the late night talk shows, you know, when they make fun of me, it used to actually bother me. But then I realized haters are simply a confirmation that you're doing something right. And the left's hatred for President Trump right now is as high as whomever tried to sneak that cocaine into the White House. Trump is draining the swamp in record time. The grift, the scam, it is over, folks. And we are witnessing that firsthand with USAID, which stands for U.S. Agency for International Development. You notice the acronym USAID stands for USAID. But this agency does anything but actually aid the United States.
And you tell me if this is unreasonable. Some of the stuff that the money was being spent on that we didn't even know. Crazy examples that came out. Look, $100 million on initiatives like expanding atheism in Nepal. That's what American taxpayers should be paying for? No way. Transgender operas in Colombia, drag shows in Ecuador? No way.
The list, it goes on and on. Look at that. Projects funded by USAID, $20 million on a Sesame Street show in Iraq, $56 million to boost tourism in Tunisia and Egypt, $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. I mean, this is so ridiculous. Meantime, you have Americans struggling just to make ends meet. We can't even afford a carton of eggs. And as you can see by just some of those initiatives, we were funding all of this. And it was all about imposing the radical leftist ideology on the entire world.
$1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
And rather than applaud President Trump and Elon Musk for cutting out all of this federal waste funded by, again, our taxpayer dollars, here's what New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had the gall to say about Musk instead.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. Which, you know, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways.
Correct. The delusion, it clearly runs deep with that one. On Friday, USAID signs were finally being taken down in Washington, D.C. Look at that. Glorious sight to see. Taped over as well. The Department of Government Efficiency now also has a live Doge clock, kind of like a New Year's Eve countdown clock, which shows in real time how much Musk's cost cutting is actually saving Americans. Look at that, $37 billion already. Doge also announcing the Department of Health and Human Services canceling 62 contracts worth $182 million. All of them administrative expenses, which included a $168,000 contract for an Anthony Fauci museum exhibit. Talk about waste. Talk about fraud. Trump is shutting down all of these freeloading agencies, including the Department of Education.
Get a good copy of him. Let him get recorded in history for what he's doing today. Let his children see him. Let his children know.
That's California Congresswoman Maxine Waters attempting to storm the Department of Education building as she berates a DOE employee. I wish I knew who that guy was. I'd love to buy him a drink. The way he stood his ground with that woman. Why is Waters so angry? Where was this anger when you had hurricane victims that weren't getting the aid that they need? Where was her anger with so many issues that Americans are facing? Maxine, are you worried that the world will finally uncover how you managed to live in a $4.6 million mansion on a government salary of $174,000 a year? Speaking of well-paid fearmongers, let's take a listen to this blatant lie told by American Federation Teachers Union President Randy Weingarten.
Are they trying to take that money that kids get for tax cuts for billionaires? What's going on? That's why we have to see what they're doing. It is illegal to take that money out of children's mouths and give it to billionaires.
That is really rich coming from a woman who makes $500,000 a year, while public school teachers in the Bronx make about $65,000. You see, this is why the radical left is so upset about all these budget cuts. They don't want the money train to end, which leads straight to their bank accounts. Doge also uncovering why some media outlets have such a clear leftist agenda. Here's tech titan and White House crypto czar, David Sachs.
New York Times, getting paid. Politico, getting paid. Bill Kristol, perennial warmonger, getting paid. Ukraine, getting paid. Like 11 out of 12 publications, Ukraine, getting paid.
Incredible.
Viktor Orban, who's the prime minister of Hungary, was saying that he's very popular in Hungary. His political opposition funded by USAID. In Poland, the left-wing political opposition funded by USAID, and on and on and on it goes.
The crazy part, folks, is USAID is less than 1% of the federal budget. Just 1%. That's why they hated Trump so much they tried to kill him, guys. And they will. They will try to kill Trump again, because if Trump found this much fraud in just this tiny piece of government, what else do you think he's going to find?
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.